Hey guys, welcome back. So yesterday I tried to record 2 episodes and the audio didn't work. So I was just like frustrated and I was like, okay, just stop and we'll do it tomorrow. We'll regroup. So what I'm doing is for these 2 episodes, I'm just going to talk about what I talked about yesterday. And the gameplay will be happening. But I won't be playing. Oops, the sound's still on. Maybe I'll try to like match what I was doing. I don't know. Whoa. I came pretty close again to not recording today because I got a huge pimple. Like the biggest thing I've ever gotten in my life. And I just don't want to subject people watching to the... It's distracting. To look at somebody and you're like, look at this huge thing on their face. I don't know. That's my explanation, but really I'm just self-conscious about it probably. And up here I got stuff, and I just had a bad week with the pimples. I don't know what happened. So I timed the episode, it's about 12 minutes. What I talked about yesterday was the coronavirus. It's a really interesting, I guess I just wanted, part of like what I'm doing here is just like, kind of like a journal almost. Just noting stuff that happens and being like, well, this is weird. And so, this is a really weird thing. I'd never experienced anything like this before. I can't remember anything ever happening like this. I guess I should have looked up online, like, has this ever happened before? Maybe we're, like, trying something new this time with this virus, so what's happening now is just everything is shutting down. Nobody's doing anything. It's called, they're calling it social distancing, I think. It's kind of funny because what I do on Twitter sometimes is I just search for social anxiety. And then I like tweets. So maybe I can find new people with social anxiety and stuff like that. And since this social distancing thing has been happening, everybody's like, I don't know how to say it. I don't want to make fun of these people. Because they're, I don't know. But everybody's making the same jokes. Like, well, my social anxiety has been helping me because I've been practicing for social distancing my whole life. It's like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then you scroll down. It's another tweet saying the same thing. It's like, oh, I guess we're not all as clever as we think we are. Even me. I mean, I make dumb jokes on Twitter. But I'm not original. I'm sure. I'm making the same dumb jokes as everybody else. I made a joke today. Well, the one I did yesterday I really liked because it was a video. I should not talk too much about my tweets. That's stupid, but I wanted to talk about, like, it made me laugh. It's nice to make myself laugh because I guess I never really think I'm that funny. So it's nice to be like, oh, I made a funny joke. Just about the Mets and like... Oh, attack him. Did I get it right? It reminds me of that, I used to watch, Whose Line Is It Anyway? They had like a green screen thing where they had to like guess what was going on behind them. I don't know. I just thought of that. And today's Saturday, so I'm being quiet again like I was last week. It's just very quiet in my apartment right now. So I don't want to be too loud. But the guy below me doesn't have that problem because last night at 12 o'clock he was listening to music. That freaking guy. I wish I could be as confident as he is. Just being like, oh, I don't care if other people can hear my music. I want to listen to music. At least he doesn't do it during the week. So there's a part of him that's being caring about others, because he doesn't do it during the week. But then he's like, well, it's 1 o'clock on Friday night, I'm gonna listen to music. I don't know. I'm surprised nobody else cares. I was supposed to talk about the virus. I guess the one thing I talked about a lot yesterday was Rutgers. Maybe that's boring. I don't know. My college, university, Rutgers. I'm an alumni from Rutgers, and so March Madness was canceled because of this virus, and they were gonna, my team, Rutgers basketball, they were gonna make it this year. It was pretty much like, they got to 20 wins, they beat Maryland, so everybody said like they're gonna make it this year. And it got canceled on Thursday. Today's Saturday. And it was kind of dumb because I felt like I was actually feeling like real grief for something. It sounds dumb to say that about basketball, but it was significant to note because, oh, my nose is tingling. Stop it. I'm trying to talk. And I've said this before, just like nothing bad's ever happened to me before. So I guess I never really knew what grief felt like. Some family members have died, like my grandma died, I don't know, 6 years ago, I think. And that was sad. I never really felt grief. I guess part of the interesting thing about it was like, something was taken away from me that I didn't know could be taken away. And I didn't know I even cared about it that much. So when my grandma died, I guess, well, she was sick for a while, and it was just like, okay, I mean, I felt bad about it, and I was sad and everything, but I guess there are different kinds of grief, but this one was something I had never really experienced before. And it was only like, I mean, it was just basketball, and today I'm fine, because it's like, it's whatever. But for that day, I felt like this can't be happening. Like, this can't happen. They can't not play, and this is supposed to happen. It's been 30 years since Rutgers been in the tournament. Like, I was just thinking about when I went to school there, every year I would do the same thing. Like, Rutgers would, the way college basketball is scheduled is like you play a bunch of easy teams to start the season. So Rutgers would always be like 10-2 to start the season, and you would think, this could be the year. Like, they just have to beat a couple more teams and then play 500 against like decent teams, and then they're gonna make it this year. And I would always follow them every year and watch some of the games and check my phone and be like, did they beat the team? And sometimes they would do good, sometimes they would do bad, but eventually they would get to a point where they didn't make it and they lost a couple games, and be like, oh. And then, but next year you do the same thing. So I did that for the 4 years that I was in school. And then when I left school, I didn't follow it too much. I mean, I still followed, like, are they winning? And I would go through the same thing, like, well, maybe if they won a couple games, they could make it. But they would lose, and I kind of lost hope. Like, okay, well, Rutgers is never going to make the tournament. But this year I was doing the same thing. Followed the games, and like, oh, they won a couple good games, but they're not going to make it. I forget what the point was where it, like, it turned. But I remember probably when they got ranked, I'm like, oh, this is like for real. They got ranked like 22nd. And so we decided to go see a basketball game with my parents. And that was a lot of fun, and we were watching the game, and they won that game. My voice feels like it's cracking. Maybe just because I haven't talked all day. Sorry. How much time do I have left? 2 minutes. I don't want to go over. So we were at the game and it was exciting, and I was there with my parents, and we're like, you know, they're gonna make the tournament this year. It's gonna be so much fun. And then that day, I just looked at I was like, this can't happen. They can't take this away from me. That's what I felt, which was so weird. And it's so weird because it's like, I mean, there are people who care more. Like the kids on the team, I feel bad for them. They work so hard all year, and the coach and everything. I was like, can't they just postpone it? Like, how are they canceling it? They can't just cancel it. They've never done this before. I think yesterday when I tried to record this episode, I talked more about the virus. So I'll try to do that tomorrow, I guess. I got a little bit political. I think I did okay. Whenever I talk about politics, I try to be... Because I just try to preface it by saying, like, well, I don't know what I'm talking about. This is just... But it's like a democracy. I didn't even say the word right. Democracy. Most of us don't know what... Our job isn't really to know what's going on. It's just to go to a job or to go to school, and then we vote. We should be a little bit informed, but you can't expect people to know everything about everything. But our opinions still matter because it's a democracy. Oh, there's the timer. Okay. Why did I talk about that at the end? I don't know. But yeah, I don't want to go over because then the screen is just going to be black. But I think it was 12 minutes. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye.